The Harry Truman Library and Museum is located in the Kansas City suburb of Independence, Missouri. Truman was president from 1945 to 1953. The museum opened in 1957. Harry Truman was born and raised in Missouri. He was elected to the United States Senate in 1934. In 1944, Franklin Roosevelt asked Truman to be his running mate in that year's election. They won, but Truman's tenure as vice president was short-lived. On April 14, 1945, Roosevelt died and Truman became president. He was sworn in with his wife and daughter looking on. His museum has a reproduction of his White House office. One of his first decisions was to drop the atomic bomb on Japan. Soon after, World War II ended. Also in his first year in office, the United Nations Charter was signed. In the aftermath of the war, there was prosperity throughout the country. To help rebuild Europe, General George Marshall was named to head the recovery program that bears his name. In 1947, in what came to be known as the Truman Doctrine, he announced an aid package for Greece and Turkey and vowed to help other countries resist communism. When the country of Israel was born in 1948, Truman gave formal diplomatic recognition. The 1948 presidential election was particularly hard fought, and Truman was not expected to win. He engaged in a whistle-stop campaign across the country. On election night, in spite of what the newspapers said, Truman won. He served until January 1953, when he retired from public life. In retirement, he lived a simple life. He and his wife moved into what had been his mother-in-law's house in Independence. This was his car. When the library opened, he had an office there. President Truman died the day after Christmas in 1972. His wife died a decade later. They're both buried in the library's courtyard.